now known as the Red Pill movement. In these 12 episodes spanning over 4 years, Patrice O'Neal lays down points of view, argument, and philosophies that to this day still hold up, even on the test of time. Some of the classic Patrice O'Neal one-liners that still are jibbed and stolen from him to this day are, "My happiness is paramount." Why would a fisherman take advice from a fish on how to fish? Men are afraid of losing whatever it is they think they're gonna lose. Pussy is important, but not special. The analogy of rice and potatoes on a first date and how women test your strength and your framework. Who had the herpes? And of course, AMG, Bitch Better Have My Money, which later became known as the anthem for Patrice O'Neal. But more than the godfather of the Red Pill movement, Patrice O'Neal was a comedian's comedian. Patrice O'Neal was a staple figure at the table at the Cellar. The Cellar was a comedy club in New York City, and the table was essentially a green room where all the comedians from New York City used to gather and completely trash each other. It was a place where the funny comedians were triumph and the frauds and the phonies were sent home packing. It was not the place you wanted to be if you had thin skin or weak of character. These great white shark of comedians, if they smell any type of fear or phoniness or held back, they would go for blood. They would keep on going and trash you to irritate you to the point where you just left and you never went back to the Cellar. And Patrice O'Neal was a dominant figure at the Cellar at that table. Rich Voss, Bill Burr, Colin Quinn, Louis C.K., Dave Attell, Bobby, Nick DiPolo were some of the comedians that frequent the Cellar and the table to sharpen their skills and stay on their toes. Patrice O'Neal believed cold-heartedly in righteousness and being truthful above all other things. If you smelled any fakeness or phoniness coming out of your character, he would irritate you to the point of you becoming brutally honest with yourself. And many construed that with him being an asshole. But in reality, he was trying to lift the veil of the BS and the phoniness and fakeness and lies that you were telling yourself. Through his entire life, Patrice O'Neal dealt with obesity, which led to a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. And in 2011, Patrice O'Neal suffered a stroke, which within days of that stroke claimed the life of Patrice O'Neal. And legend has it that at the memorial of Patrice O'Neal, the comedians gathered together, and instead of having a normal mourning,